Morning. Top of the morning to you. I don't know. So this morning, before it gets too hot out, I plan on sowing some seeds for my fall garden. Welcome to Brandon Farm, by the way. Glad you're here. If you're new here, I'm Danielle. This is my crazy channel where we talk about literally nothing. Sometimes I educate you. Sometimes I make you laugh. Sometimes you just roll your eyes at me. That's okay. It's all about balance. So yesterday I was talking, I think it was on my previous video, that evidently you're supposed to soak your beet seeds. And I didn't know that. So yesterday, I soaked 3 different beet seeds. I didn't do the whole packet. I just did like a few of each. Thought I was doing really well. Soaked them this morning. They were been soaking for like 12 hours. Probably a little more than 12 hours. But anyway, strained them out, put them on little paper plates, labeled the paper plates. You'll catch this in my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, @Brandon_Farm, I made a little reel about it. I'm still frustrated about it. I'm such an idiot sometimes. Anyway, put them on these little plates. Matter of fact, here, I'll show you. If I lose these again, I'm going to be furious, but little plates. Okay, and they were all labeled. And I had to water the garden this morning, and so I left them on the spool. And I was going to come back and then plant them. Well, when I came back, they were on the ground. I was like, awesome. So I just gathered up what I could, found the seeds that I could, put them on one plate, and we're just going to go with it. We're just going to roll with the punches. Lane! Because what else can you do? So, they're all going to be beets. At least I know that. Just don't know what kind until they come up. So we're going to do beets. We're going to do carrots. Parrots. We're going to plant some parrots. Carrots. And some other stuff. I don't know. See what we can get into. I got some spinach seeds too that I have to find, and we can start some spinach. Why not? I planted my, what do you call that thing with the roots? Ginger roots. Yesterday, but I didn't label them. So I need to do that, because I'll forget where I planted stuff. I'm probably going to pull my broccoli plant out. We're just going to throw some stuff in the ground. Want to? I got me a new birthday present. Look at that. Look at that. So cute. I love the color. Loans with Wes Gregg. If you're in the market, need a loan, mortgage, yada, yada, yada. I don't even know what he does or how we found him, but he's good. He's nice. He's friendly. So here's your little free advertisement, Wes Gregg. Thanks for the birthday present, by the way. What else? Had to pause for a brief intermission. For those of y'all that do this whole YouTube thing and you film with your phone, let me tell you, it's super frustrating whenever you're trying to get like more storage on your phone, or if your phone starts yelling at you, says your storage is full, so you can't do any more videos on it. Whoa, hey. Anyway, so you basically have to like get your phone, plug it into your computer, open up a certain like system or whatever, and then kind of like drag and drop onto like an external hard drive to get you some more space. And it literally takes forever, and it's incredibly frustrating. But I had to do it because otherwise wouldn't have any space to make any new videos. So, oh, and went and picked up out of the shop, that's now covered in spider webs, a little dipper. Not to be confused with a little dipper. My husband built me this, welded it together. It's just rebar that he cut. Beautiful welds. He needs some practice. He's been out of the game for a little while, but this is my little dibber. So basically, you would put this into the ground, move it around, and it creates your hole for your seed. I have the small versions. Let me grab one. Alright, so this is like the smaller version of it. It's a little dibber. So you put it in the ground, you kind of waller it around a little bit, make your hole, drop your seed in. I don't know, that's the concept anyway. At least that's what I think. So I'm going to go ahead and dib out my little holes over here in this bed. So I got my beans. My zinnias are dying, so I'm not worried about that. And then I don't have anything else in there. So it's like fair game. I just need to move some of the sweet potato vine out of here because it's taking over the entire bed. So I'm gonna have to move that out, and then I'm gonna just make my rows with my little dibber, not this little dibber, the big little dibber, and then I'll show you which seeds I'm gonna plop in there. Behind this is to just make a little hole, and you just want to go, I'm going like about 2 inches apart from each other, and you don't want to go too deep. You just want enough to where you can get that seed in there, and then I just waller it around, and it kind of makes this perfect hole to just drop a seed in. So I'm just going to keep doing this. I think I've decided I want beans, beets, basil, spinach, carrots is my plan. Well, I might switch the carrots and the spinach just because I think carrots need a little bit more space to go down. So that's all you're going to do is try to keep this in line, and I think I've already gotten off base here, and to go all the way down. It just creates these nice little holes. So that's the plan with my little dibber, and I'm just gonna make a bunch of holes, and then we'll start dropping seeds. So without stepping on my dibbed holes here, I'm gonna start with my beets. These are the ones that I pre-soaked last night. I'm going to start with 1 in each hole. Mostly because I don't know how far this is going to go, and I don't know what these are either, so that's just what we're going to do. Try not to step on my holes here. I think what I'll do, since I'm probably going to have leftovers, is just run down and then run back. So some of these will actually have more than one seed in the hole, and honestly it's probably fine. I don't know. We're just kind of going with the flow here. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before that I've never done a fall garden, never. So we're just kind of winging it here. I'm assuming it's not going to be great, and if it is, fabulous. If it's not, then we learn from our mistakes, our failures, and we make it better the next time. I'm okay with that. So this could probably be a problem. This could potentially be a problem because I'm planting different varieties in the same hole, potentially. As these seeds, I can tell some of them are not, they're different, if that makes sense. But it is what it is. Messed up this morning by letting the wind get them. can't control that now. So we're just gonna go for it. See what comes of these beets. Do you like beets? I like beets. Beets are good for you. A lot of antioxidants, nutrition, vitamins, yada yada yada. Alright. Okay, my beets are sown. It is August 6th, about 10:30 in the morning. We just sowed some beet seeds. So now I'm going to go to the basil, and then we'll go to the carrots. Alright, now we're going to move to basil. This is the purple opal basil. This says maturity is 50 days. These seeds are tiny. Oh yeah. They're like itty bitty. I know you can't hardly see them. So I'll probably... This is from San Diego Seed Company. I don't know if I want to plant all of these. I think I might save some. So I'll do about half. That way I can save some for the spring. The best planting method is to transplant. Go figure. We're not going to do that though. Chickens. It's okay. So I'm just going to drop a few of these in each little dibbed hole and lightly cover it up, and then after I get everything planted I'll probably hit it with the hose a little bit. Alright, another way you can sow these seeds is like making a trench, and then you would just drop your seeds in the trench instead of dibbing out each little hole. What is with this camera? I can't get it straight. We on the struggle bus. Okay, so I decided against spinach in here just because I have so many different carrot varieties. I'm going to add just another row of carrots. So I have beans, beets, basil, and 2 rows of carrots. And then I'm going to do my spinach in the other bed with Swiss Chard. I'm going to try that one too. One question that has been more common than not is what to plant for your fall garden, right? So we're in Texas, Boyd, Texas to be specific. Our zone is 8A. So what you want to do, and this is just basic, right? This is not like getting into all of the science behind it, but what you want to do is find your first frost date, and I think ours is like November 3rd. So you want to count back from November 3rd all the way up to now, and how many days is that? I have no idea because I've already lost track of that. But you would look on the back of your seed packet and it says maturity 65 to 70 days. This is on carrots. So you just want to make sure that you've got at least 70-day growing period from now to your first frost date, because that's what's going to kill it. So you basically don't want to be sowing seeds to harvest nothing. You want to be able to harvest what you're sowing. So you want to make sure that you've got plenty of time to do that. Right now I'm basically focusing on root vegetables. Okay, blink once if you can hear me with this wind. Blink twice if you can't. Ugh. I love these headbands, but they move and they kind of hurt my ears. But then if you tuck them behind your ears, you kind of look like a... Whatever, I don't care. It feels good that way. I'll just look like an elf. Alright, so I'm going to continue with this one. I'm not going to do the whole seed packet like I said before. Wow, these are tiny. Basically going to do like a third of the packet. We'll start with that. I don't want to use all of them just because there's no point. I want to be able to save some. I don't have that many holes. I don't even know if I'll use a third. So I'm just going to drop few into each pre-dibbed hole. And I'm doing 2 different varieties on this line, so I'm going to stop right in the middle, which is probably about here. So I'm just going to drop my seeds in, hope for the best, and see what happens. If we get carrots, we get carrots. If we don't, well, then we try again next time. No harm, no foul. So I didn't even use them all. I don't want to put all of them in there just because I think it would overcrowd it. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff these back in here. Woo! I want to drop them. Alright. And now I'm going to do the second half, which, let me show you. So I have video of it. Step on my dibbed holes here. I'm going to do these. Alright. Put those back. I went to about the middle, which I think was about right here. Yeah, I see a seed in there, so we're going to start right here in this hole and do the same thing. Whoops. These are tiny too. Tiny seeds. Alright. Start right here. Few in there. Few in there. Few in here. Alright. And now I'm just going to lightly cover them up. And we'll hit these with the water hose. Give them a little bit of a drink. And cross our fingers and hope that we did something right with these carrots. Okay, I kind of turned you around a little bit here, which is probably not the best because I'm facing the sun now, but it is what it is. So for this last row, I'm actually going to divide it into thirds. I'm going to do this cosmic purple. I'm going to do the purple sun carrot. And I'm going to do this kaleidoscope blend. So I think I'm going to start with the kaleidoscope. And I'm going to have to do a trench over here because I added some topsoil and it's so fine right now, it's so loose, that I can't even get my dibbed holes to stay dibbed holes. I don't even know if that's the correct term, it just sounds funny to me. Dibber. A dibber. Anyway, so I'm just going to make a trench. I'm not going to go too deep with it because I still want them to have a fighting chance in surviving here. Yeah, this soil is just ridiculous. Alright, all these carrot seeds look exactly the same. Alright, so I'm just going to put a few in my little trench here. Just like so. Okay, that was the kaleidoscope. I'm wondering if I should mark where I stopped. I don't know if I want to mark each individual one. I'm just going to put a marker where I stopped. Alright, now I'm going to do, let's do the purple sun carrot. Let's go ahead and cover that up. Since we got it marked now, just cover that up. I think right here I started my dibbers. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I see them right here. Alright, so these are a little funky too. Alright, so these are, I keep ripping the dang package. These are the purple sun carrot. Alright, got a few falling out. Again, I'm probably not going to do the whole thing, because you don't need to. Oh, okay, well this one there's not very many, so I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing here. Alright, a few dibbed holes here. In all honesty, these are probably too close together. But, what are you gonna do, you know? Oh, I'm killing my sweet potato vine. Well, you know, if you'd stay out of the garden. Okay, right here. Right where this little guy is. Grab me another marker. Put it right there. That way I know this is where I stopped. Alright, and these last ones are going to be the Cosmic Purple. The garden spider behind me. I'm going to get stuck in his little web. Make it mad. Alright, Cosmic Purple are going in next. Okay. That's one bed sown for the fall bed, fall garden, yada yada yada. I like saying that. Okay, so this other half, it's going to be kind of bittersweet. I don't know if I should pull my collard greens or not. We're not really using the collard greens anymore, and I kind of need the bed space, but also I have my 2 artichokes that are kind of in the way. My zinnias aren't really looking great. Do I pull the zinnias? Fixing to pull the broccoli. I think what I'm going to do, I hate to pull the collards because they're still doing all right. And my kale is behind there too. I think I might pull a couple of zinnias. Okay, so my goal here is to, I think I'm going to do my Swiss chard and my spinach. I should have brought a water out here. I might have to pause for a water. And then I have those beds over there, which I have. Oh yeah, I need to mark that. What was it again? Ginger. 2 for that. I just got these plant markers off of Amazon. They came in a huge pack. I actually shared a bunch of them with a neighbor and my mom. Ginger. And that was yesterday, so the 5th. Planted that in 2 different spots. Don't ask me why, I just did. Okay, and I have no idea as far as that one is like how long it takes to get to maturity or anything like that. Honestly, I just had it because I was juicing with it and I don't really like the taste of it, so I decided to plant it because why not? Okay, now I need to find a spot for my spinach and my Swiss chard. I think that's what I'm going to do next. And then my cilantro, I'm gonna use one of these big pots over here. I'm gonna pull that hosta out, which I think has died. It is a perennial, so I guess if it comes back, it comes back. It'll come back after the cilantro is already planted and grown and harvested. So it'll work out well if it comes back. So I just need to make a spot for my spinach and my Swiss chard. Dash to go. All right, let's do it. All right, I have 2 spaces that I can use for the spinach and my Swiss chard. So right here, back here, that's really hard to do. Woo! Okay, right there, and then right over here I have another spot. So basically this way I'm going to go this one. This spot I'm going to go this way. This spot I'm going to go this way. So it'll be 2 different directions, but that's okay. Because that's the space I got. I can't pull this collard up yet. I just can't. So we're just going to work around it. It's going to be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and use my dibber. I'm not going to do dibbed holes. I'm going to do a trench. But I'm going to use the other side of the dibber. I'm going to use the handle side of the dibber and just kind of drag it along and make a trench. For this side, it's probably going to be, I'm going to say the spinach. I'm going to put right here. And I'm going to do the Swiss chard on this side. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. I mean, as long as you're out there and you're trying and experimenting, finding what works for you, that's all that matters in my book. I think you're doing great. All right, this tool is actually really nice. Just use this end and kind of, I don't know if you can see it, like drug it along and kind of just cleared out all the weeds and grass that was growing in here. And I have this like top layer of like just random stuff. I'm just moving it over to the side. I'm going to use that for my coverage at the end. to kind of hold and retain moisture and try to prevent the weeds from growing. So now I think I'm going to try to get 2 rows here. I'm going to do 2 rows of Swiss chard. Let's see how that goes. So I'm just going to take the end of my little dipper, and I'm going to just rake me a trench. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just like that. I'm gonna rake me a trench on this side. Like that. Now I've got 2 trenches that I can plant my Swiss chard. I think it's good. Let's do it. So this is just Swiss chard that I got from my mom. She got a seed packet and I just stole a few from her. These are huge seeds. I don't know if you can see that, but they're huge. So I'm just going to plant a few in my trench here, and then a few in my other trench. Right here. Just like that. That's it. It's that simple. Okay, now I'm just going to use whatever I kind of raked up. Cover them up just a smidge. I don't want it compact because I want them to be able to germinate and get to the surface. So I'm trying to avoid stepping in the bed. Also, I need to get a tag. August 6, 22. Alright, Swiss chard is planted. Okay. Now, this part's going to be kind of challenging. Honestly, this bed has never looked nice. It's always been kind of crappy. There's just a lot of stuff in here. So I'm just going to kind of rake it out. Pull up my weeds as I go. This artichoke is looking terrible. I've never grown artichoke before. But I don't think it's how it's supposed to be. This is spinach that I actually pulled off of my other spinach plant that I grew. So I've got my cleared out space right here. I think I'm gonna need like a rake. It's kind of hard. Okay, just gonna use a simple garden rake and just kind of loosen up the soil because it's pretty compact here. Oh, took out my marigold. Sorry, Mr. Marigold. So many grass in here. Little artichoke pieces. Alright. Ouch. Don't know what that is. Alright. This side's pretty soft. Whoop. Got my sweet potato vine. Don't want that. I want that to stay over there. Alright, so now I got this all like loosened up, just enough to throw some seed in here. This grass out. I'm just going to drop spinach seeds. This one I'm not going to be too concerned with because this came from my spinach plant. I didn't pay for it. I mean, I paid for it in the beginning, obviously, but I don't really know what's going to come of this, so we're just going to trial and error here. Alright, just like that. I'm going to just lightly cover it up with just the excess mulch here. And then shoot it with some water. I've already got my tag over here. It's got my date on it that when I sowed them. that's it. Alright, that's all I'm going to do for today. It's getting hot. I'm getting hungry. My pasta salad's wearing off. So I still have 3 more beds that I can put stuff in this garden. And I think that's sufficient. I mean, I don't know how long my kale's going to last, but I can always pull up my kale as well. Can you see me? Too dark out here. Too bright out here. Wow. Sun's getting to me already. So I'm going to pick up my mess and get things back in order here in the garden. And yeah, so I started my fall planting. Something I've never done before, and I think that's exciting. There's something beautiful in trying something new, you know? Just going for it and hoping for the best. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Well, then you learn from it and you move on and you try something different the next year. No harm, no foul. So I'm gonna go inside and continue editing videos because that's my life. But I love it. I love it. And I'm constantly learning something new and just easier way to do things. And I think that's wonderful. So I'm gonna leave these chickens alone and let them dust bathe and pick on each other while I'm in the house. I gotta go check on my boys and make sure they're not destroying everything. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today, documenting my fall planting, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Like, comment, all the things. I feel like I gotta say it every time, right? Just to remind you, you know, because I really appreciate you guys subscribing. It means a lot to me. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.